All right, team. Today is Tuesday, July 16th. Going to do a quick walkthrough. Just to give an update. I can see now I wasn't here, and I can see now something's been digging. Here, the blueberry bushes, unfortunately, are not making it. Some of them may bounce back, but if you see, like this one, it's pretty much dead. And I tried using peat moss and sulfur to acidify the soil, because blueberry bushes are acidic loving. The soil, the pH has to be acidic for them, and so we have some that are doing fairly okay, and then we have others like that which aren't making. We have Leotris in different spaces. They're looking beautiful, and then so as the years go on, the lilies have already bloomed and their petals have dropped, but the Leotris is blooming, and again, as the years go on, these bulbs will divide and spread, beautifying this front space. Again, forgive me with the camera, I'm no cameraman. And like I said, some of the blueberries look okay. They still need some help. This is my first year trying to grow blueberries, so we'll see. If they don't make it this year, there's always next year. We have some zucchini coming on, well, beginning to flower. Anyway, let's see if we can get in there. Real nice, right? Again, the heat's been crazy, right? Here's green beans. What happened to these green beans was some creature came through and pretty much ate everything, and I tried to reseed this pot and this one, the same thing. They ate both of these, and so this is new seed. We'll see what happens, right? This is sage. Let's bring it in close. That's sage. I like Italian dishes, so I figured why not. And I'm sure other people eat a lot of Italian food, or at least different spaghettis and things like that. Sage is wonderful, especially with poultry. This is basil. Basil loves the heat, so it's doing just fine. This is arugula. It's really past its peak because it's very, very hot, and some of it is flowering to go to seed, which is the natural cycle. This is I think a little gem lettuce, I believe, but it's been so hot it hasn't gotten much bigger over the weeks. So some of this arugula is obviously still edible, but as it goes to seed, it becomes even more bitter. And if you eat arugula, you know it's rather spicy and bitter. Radishes, we've harvested from this. Again, it's getting extremely hot. There are different varieties in here. There's a French breakfast and another one. These are also flowering, as you can see. Going to seed. So, like I said, radish, right? Cucumbers are finally beginning to take off, which is weird. They took a long time to get established. You can see flowers in there. So, just waiting for the pollinators. This is another one growing up. The other two are rather stunted. I only planted 5 because, let me sit these radishes down here quickly. Because cucumbers are very prolific, excuse me, and not everybody loves cucumbers. So thinking about the community, if you're growing for the community, you have to think about what the community likes. These onions, even though it's a bit hot for them, I'm gonna let them keep going. They look okay, but the rain has been very spotty. So they would be more lush and green if the rain was more consistent. Carrots are doing fine. Fine. Not big enough to pick yet. Tomatoes behind them are finally doing well and growing up the trellis system, right? And this is the 5th cucumber, right? In some of these beds, there were different things that didn't lettuce, that didn't germinate. It's just the heat. You know, you get spotty germination in the heat. This is a marigold, and it's probably just getting too much sunlight. It's too late in the season, but we'll see. And then there's that is a cherry tomato, if I'm not mistaken. I realized I avoided an area. By the way, this is a watering backpack, about 90 bucks, 95 bucks after taxes. Good deal. You probably could get one for cheaper, but you know, you get what you pay for as well, so be careful out there. So here we have a gourmet blend lettuce. This is a soft leaf. There's the gourmet blend is a variety of different lettuce. I don't know all the names off top. I'll probably be starting a few more containers of those. This is spinach, can be harvested at this point. No, this is not spinach. This is arugula, forgive me. This is baby arugula. This could be harvested at this point. In fact, this is a perfect size for a salad. Spicy, very spicy, depending on your appetite. This is red velvet lettuce. Just adds color to a salad. Again, if you let some of these things get bigger, you can use them to, you know, wrap meals and eat it like a sandwich. This is cilantro. Obviously, cilantro loves the cooler weather, if you know anything about gardening. So it's doing fairly well for it to be so hot. This is carrot, again, more carrots. We'll let those keep going. We'll probably start another round because it will cool off soon. And we want to have carrots well established before the frost comes. This, I have no idea how this got in this pot. It looks like cucumber to me. So I'm gonna let it rock out because happy accidents sometimes happen like that. And so you let it go. This is, this also looks like arugula. This is a mix. It was a musclin mix, which is like a spicy greens mix. Excuse me, let me fix the camera. Some of the other varieties didn't like the heat, so they didn't make it. This looks like a tomato seedling. Again, it's a happy accident. I'm gonna let it ride. Let's see what happens. Right over here, we tried to grow herbs. The weeds kind of took over. This is, I believe, dill. Only one or two. A few have kind of survived, but not well enough to be usable. The other thing is that this section doesn't get very much light, so it does in the winter months because the growth, right? So the tree growth is, you know, blocking this area. The sun is behind that tree as it stands now, right? Here we have a couple of things germinating because we're, trying to prepare for things cooling off and having a lot going on. Just because the heat cranked up fairly quickly this year, right, compared to other years. So my success rate this year has not been as good as I would like. And also because this particular property, like, it's not on my personal property. It's very easy to maintain a garden that's on your personal property. You're close by and you don't have other things to do. If you're doing a community garden, if you have to travel to that garden, you have to be zealous about going to the garden every day. And unfortunately, I haven't done the best at that. So certain things that I could have saved by vigorous watering daily, I wasn't able to save. But we still have time. By my math, there's approximately 100 plus days to the first frost. Some crops will make it through the first frost, so we'll try to get in as much as we can what we have. So let's talk about some of the things we have, and I said this was going to be brief, so let me try to. This is another round of butternut squash. We'll go see some over on the other side, but they're coming up, right? And if you're germinating things outside, please know spiders will, if you can see, I don't know if you can see that, it's a web. Spiders will kind of try to take over the area because insects need water and the spiders are after the insects, right? This is cherry tomatoes. Again, looking at how many days we need to a harvest, I thought to go with that. Even though we have tomatoes, we have Romas and beefsteak tomatoes already going. A lot of people like cherry tomatoes, so and they're easy to go, easier to put in the salad, less work. This particular tray has spinach, and there's only one germinating, well, two germinating here. This tray has nothing going on, but these are different peppers, Anaheim and Hungarian wax, and I think these take less than 90 days, so we'll try for it, right? And then you can always do season extensions by using clear plastic, as long as you open up when it's warm and then overnight, or you cover them before the sun completely goes down to trap some of that heat in. This is kale, right? Kale. I believe dinosaur kale. And there's another name for it, but I can't think of it right now. This tray in the middle, let's see, and labeling, guys, is essential. This is peas, and I'm going to show you. I had peas, and the creature ate all the pea shoots because animals know good food. Unfortunately, it's not good for us gardeners, but we don't seem to know good food, but the animals do, and they'll eat your shoots, peas, bean shoots, bean sprouts. They'll eat those things, and you won't get a harvest. So I have to be more diligent about protecting those. I'm going to work on that. We will get a pea and bean harvest for sure. This is green beans starting to come up. You can see, let me get the camera right, you can see, okay? And it looks like one is starting to come out in that cup. This tray is a muscalin mix, those spicy greens, okay? They're getting started, right? Again, probably go back and fill in that grow bag that didn't make it because it was too hot. This is, where's the label? This is the same thing, the muscalin mix. These are squash. What squash is this? Is yellow squash. This is zucchini coming up. this back here, trying to germinate some green peppers. They don't look like they're coming up as of yet. We'll see. Over here, I think this is serrano pepper. We'll see. I believe it's serrano pepper. I know I didn't label this. These are a few cherry tomatoes that I just didn't get a chance to get in the ground. And that's the grow area, right? And this is, again, if you see the old videos, this is a grow station, but it's been so hot, in order to germinate things, have to keep them in the shade, right? So having a shaded area in the summer is useful. The zucchini, squash are looking rough. It looks like something came and stepped on some of them, like this one here. Looks stepped on. It's not gonna make it. I talked about the pea shoots. This thing, you can see some of the greenery has been bitten. Okay, this was filled with pea shoots. This was filled with pea shoots 2-3 days ago. Something came in the garden, ate it all. This was spinach, filled with spinach. This whole thing was filled with spinach. But again, creatures know good food when they see it, so they go after it. I'm also going to seed because it's hot. And spinach is a cooler crop, cool weather crop. I tried my hand anyway, hoping that I could get one harvest, but the animals beat me to it. It is what it is. I believe that's kale, and I'll move this over here because this area gets more shade. Same reason why the zucchini is over here is because this area gets a lot of shade, and these really should have been in a lot sooner. That's nasturtium that I failed to get in the ground. It's a flower. Such a waste, but yep. So my favorite piece of the garden is my sunflower patch. That's what I do. I love sunflowers. By the way, we're on Instagram. You can check us out at BmoreCarpenters. You can see pictures go up. I post more pictures than I do videos. I'm just kind of busy. And it's easier to work and not record than it is to work and record. So God bless you to the folks who do their gardens and record at the same time, because I can't. Here we have Roma tomatoes. It looks like we have some Romas coming on here. And if there's a glare, guys, I'm sorry, the sun is behind me. And so what I'll do is, as these grow up, I'm going to zip tie them to the trellis. But there's a lot of flowering blooms going on. But they're coming in nicely. Again, they were doing rough because the heat, and at the time I put them in the ground. Again, another look at the sunflower patch. The sun is that way, so the flowers are facing the sun. That's why they're called sunflowers. They turn with the sun. The strawberries. Oh, the strawberries are looking rough. Something, mostly the birds, but something else has been coming in and like biting the leaves off the strawberry plants. And it's kind of insane, but we've gotten a small harvest off of these. These are everberries. I forgot the specific species type, but they're a smaller strawberry. They seem to be a lot sweeter to me, but I'm gonna get some netting and net these and let them keep going so they can establish and make it. They're perennial, so they will come back. Again, see a bit of berries in here, but again, something's been taking bites, right? That's life. I should have did a better job at protecting. All right? Corn patch. Gonna Three Sisters method this eventually. So I'm gonna get some beans and squash in here, so you can see the corn. It's kind of why I was planting it so closely. This is weeds back here. Gotta clean this up, right? No need to talk about this much except for this is failed germination because this area gets sun pretty much all day long. And I should have started these things in the shade, right? Potatoes, and this bucket of potatoes has not done much. Previously this was uncovered. The weeds in this section are just crazy. This whole section was supposed to be potato, but the weeds are insane. Those are potatoes back there. Here's potatoes here, right? And if you see carb on the ground, it's just me trying to lay out the paths and keep the weeds out of the paths. I have weeds growing all over here. This is supposed to be a pepper patch. Failed. Too hot for germination. Couldn't keep it moist enough. Couldn't get here often enough. Same thing here. This is weeds. Butternut squash. There was butternut squash here. It didn't make it. Here's one that's looking horrible. This is two tomato plants and a cantaloupe that was given to me by a neighbor of the garden. She was walking through and she said, "Hey, I have a cantaloupe plant. I'm going to give it to you." I said, "Sure, I'll be here for 2 hours." So she brought it back, probably about 15 minutes. I put it in the ground. I didn't think it was going to make it. It's doing well. And there are flowers in there, if you can see it again. Not the best person with a camera. So that's life. Here's another butternut squash. This one is doing well. This is actually the one I thought that wasn't going to make it. It's doing pretty well. This will grow till the first frost, pretty much. This butternut squash is doing fairly well. This one is doing okay, but this one should have been beyond this. It looks like something took a bite out of it too, which I didn't notice until I decided to record. Have some weeds in here that I need to get up before it gets too crazy. This is also a butternut squash here. There were two plants here. Only one survived, and this one looks like it's not gonna make it. That was a watermelon seedling, sugar baby. Not doing so well. These were placed here weeks ago. They're like really stagnant in growth, unfortunately. Only one has done well. The goal was to establish a watermelon patch here. It's a ton of morning glory around, so that's a problem, but we'll see what happens. Guys, what time is it? It's 9:15 in the morning. I'm sweating like crazy. So I think, again, all of this is weeds I need to take up. Right? So you see all of this. But the point is, guys, there's still time to grow stuff. Grow something. Even if you just purchase some fabric grow bags, you can grow something. The fabric grow bags are excellent. They allow for you to move them in the shade when it's too hot. The difficulty is keeping stuff watered. But again, this is year one. Even though this process started, like moving all this wood chip started prior to that. And if I had been more diligent during that time, this process would have been a little easier. But this is technically like year one, right? Last fall is when I began to move these wood chips around. And there were mounds of wood chips that had to be moved around. And me and my oldest son did a lot of the work, right? So in my mind, in the fall, there'll be things growing and vibrant and harvests ready to share. And so we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. Thank you for joining this journey. Check the website out, BmoreCarpenters.org. If you can donate, we'd appreciate it. If you can't, I understand. If you want to start a garden, reach out to us. It's not too late. Trust me, it's not too late. It doesn't have to look like this, which isn't much. Like, I'm not doing anything super fantastic. It doesn't have to look like this, but you can accomplish a lot in a small amount of space if you're diligent. Anyway, guys, God bless and good day. I got to get out of this heat.